you got the Dems that are against genocide protesting against the Dems that are in support of genocide. It is pretty wild how not long ago Biden and other Dems were saying how bad a genocide is because it's happening in the Ukraine, only to turn around and try to convince everybody that a genocide in Palestine is somehow good.
Live coverage of night 4 of the Democratic National Convention. A warm welcome to you. Now, let us shift our focus to what is happening in Gaza and how it's being felt here at the convention. Protests are continuing here in Chicago against the Biden administration's staunch support for Israel. A group of hundreds, if not thousands, of protesters has set off from Union Park, marching towards the United Center. One group of delegates was pushing to get a Palestinian speaker on the stage here this week, but was denied by the convention's organizers. Our correspondent John.
Oh, no surprise that a Palestinian American wasn't allowed to talk at the DNC. I wonder why. Is it because Zionist Dems hate Palestinians? I mean, where is the Biden administration or Harris to speak out against the Israeli government for killing Palestinian Americans in Palestine? Because so far, they have said nothing, and several Americans have been killed.
Sudworth is with the protesters right now. John, what are they telling you?
Well, Sumi, a much bigger demonstration tonight. Over the past few days, numbers have been measured in the hundreds. Today, no doubt about it, there are a few thousand people out on the street. But the message is the same. As you say, this is a manifestation of the frustration within the Democratic Party, not only about America's support for Israel, but also about what they perceive of as the denial of an opportunity to raise this issue inside the convention itself. So we've got the same signs calling for an end to US aid to Israel, calling for an immediate ceasefire. But let me just give you, Sumi, a quick sense of where we are. If I ask Ian to pan the camera this way, you can see the ranks of riot police here at the ready, and just behind them you might be able to make out the lights of the United Center itself where you are. So that's how close we are. But these police are here to stop these protesters being able to reach that perimeter fence, because don't forget, on one of the evenings, that fence was temporarily breached by a few protesters, and clearly this is intended to make sure that there is no repeat of those sorts of scenes.
John, really interesting to note that, as you said, one of the main frustrations is not having a speaker on stage here at the convention. Have the protesters told you how they plan to carry this forward after the convention to express their frustration with Kamala Harris, with the Biden administration?
Yeah, I mean, on that point, really the only power that they have, and it's a power that they recognize, is at the ballot box. The election is a little more than 2 months away, and it's surprising how many people here you speak to who tell you that they are natural Democratic Party voters. Many of them voted for Joe Biden in 2020. And they've been telling me that unless there is a significant shift, unless they see Kamala Harris, breaking with Joe Biden's policy, then they will not be able to bring themselves to vote for her come November. The question is, of course, is how much of an impact that might have. The hope is that in some of those key marginal states, in states like Michigan, in Wisconsin, in states where there are significant Arab American, Palestinian American majorities, in those sorts of races where every vote will count, they are hoping that they will be able to make their voices heard in the election.
John Sudworth for us just outside of the United Center. John, thank you so much. We'll be coming back to you to hear more through the course of the evening.